This game has some awesome dark fantasy pixel art. And this game rewards you for eating pizza and playing video games. And this game is a civilization builder where you build it on the back of a giant dino rock turtle. My name is CheeseWhiz. I'm your guide to games here in September 2022. All games featured have a timestamp below, and everything has a link to StudentTM.com, your calendar for gaming. Let's go! Alright, starting us off at number 8 here, we have Shovel Knight Dig. This is by Yacht Club Games, and if you don't know Shovel Knight, it was one of those classic indie games that took off years ago, and this is a spin-off game of it. I don't think it's a direct sequel. I looked it up, but I didn't find anything directly saying it was a sequel, and it's already coming out here in September. This game is a delight. It has that classic Shovel Knight art style with the classic combat, with just this fantastic soundtrack, and they absolutely nailed the first game, so I'm expecting this one to be pretty damn good as well. It's roguelike apparently. It's a vertical game this time where you're digging down as opposed to specifically like a horizontal side scroller. And it's coming out on September 23rd for PC and Switch. Go check it out. Alright, we got a special one here at number 7. This game is called Melatonin by the developers Half Asleep. And that has got to be the most perfect combination for a name and developer name I've ever seen. When I first saw this game, I was like, damn. Alright, where are the spy cameras? How do you know what I do every day? It's about, giving you rewards for eating pizza, playing video games, browsing social media, and going to space. This game has a unique sort of style. It's one of those games where it has a vision. It wanted to do something. And with a great hand-drawn art style, a really cool kind of vibe, and just overall, it just looks like a really well put together game, on top of the fact that it's just kind of silly and fun, with what it's going for. I think this one will be a lot of fun. This is one I'm pretty pumped to check out. It's coming out on September 16th for Switch and PC. At number 6, we have the DioField Chronicles. It's being published by Square Enix, who are fantastically known for their JRPGs, and it looks like we got another banger here as well. Now, I know a lot of people are looking forward to this game. I personally haven't played a whole lot of JRPGs recently, but I had to include it because I just can't stop hearing people talk good things about the previews for this game. I think there was a demo out for it as well. It looks really cool. It's a real-time action strategy game. It looks like you play in real time, but you can pause time to initiate these commands, right? To engage enemies or do like these crazy abilities and whatnot. It looks really cool. It's got an awesome art style. It's that top-down perspective, which makes it look really nice and really pretty as you can see the battlefield below you. And I mean, if you like the JRPG with great characters, an interesting story, and a great soundtrack, I mean, I think you can't go wrong with this one. This one comes out on September 22nd for basically every single platform out there. Alright, at number 5 here, we have one of my personal most anticipated for September, Moonscars, being developed by Black Mermaid. Now, this is one of those games that just speaks to me. It's got the dark fantasy art style, it's pixel art, it's a Metroidvania. I'm a big fan of Souls, and Metroid and Hollow Knight and Castlevania, and it just looks like a merging of all of that into a bloody, disgusting, beautiful, murder-facing time. This game, I am super excited to stream, and it looks like it's being well crafted. I love the animations for it, the blood getting ripped out of the enemies as you destroy them. It's got the classic Metroidvania sort of system where you're getting abilities that let you traverse to new areas and you're going back and forth and upgrading yourself. It's got this fantastic atmosphere. It's one I cannot wait to play myself. This one's coming out on all platforms on September 27th. With number 4 over here, you've definitely heard of this one. This is The Last of Us Part 1. Developed by Naughty Dog, it's one of the most beloved games of all time. And it's being completely remade from the ground up for PS5. Now, this game is being sold at, that high $70 price tag and whatnot, But it does look like the developers have really put in a ton of time and effort into not just only updating the graphics, but adding some new little tidbits to the game. It comes with the DLC as well. It does not come with multiplayer though, is what I've heard. But I mean, it's one of those fantastic, phenomenal experiences, a personal all-time favorite game of mine that if you haven't played before, this is most likely going to be the best way to play it. That being said, if you have a PS5. It is coming out on September 2nd for PlayStation 5. Okay, now, before we jump into the top 3, I would just like to point out that this is my own personal list. And look, if I missed any, shout them out down below. I'd love to hear what you guys are most looking forward to playing in September. And, you know, I think it's good to sprinkle in just a few other opinions into this. So, my friend Virgil Brother Man, who's the editor of this video, he's got a special one to show you.
I'm Virgil, and I need more power. Editor's pick this month is Soulstice. Soulstice is a spectacle fighter, a hack and slash game in the likes of Devil May Cry. It's developed by Reply Game Studios, an Italian dev team. This team has put together a visually impressive title here. It has vibes of Berserk and Claymore. There is a very strong focus on core combat, and it takes a unique spin on the combo style system from other spectacle fighters. You get to charge special synergy attacks between the main playable character, Briar, and her Shade Spirit sister, Lute. With fast-paced action at the center, this is a title sure to engage you throughout the whole journey. Be sure to check it out when it drops on September 20th.
Coming in at number 3, we have Slime Rancher 2. This is being developed by Monomi Park, and this is a sequel to a classic, really cute, really kind of unique take for a video game. It's not particularly unique in terms of its gameplay, where you're a rancher, right? But it's unique because instead of crops, you got super cute slimes that you're feeding. It looks awesome. Honestly, I cannot wait to play this. Sit back, relax, build up my own kind of farm, and just enjoy the vibes that it's got going for it. It looks really polished, love the graphics, and it looks like a great game to play. It's coming out on September 22nd for PC and Xbox. Alright, rocking in at number 2, we have another IP that you guys have probably heard of before, Splatoon, with Splatoon 3 being published and developed by Nintendo. This is a sequel to a beloved franchise. It is the third, and despite it being the third, I think this is a game that would be totally fine for you to jump in if you've never played the series before right now. Now, I have personally never played Splatoon before, but having watched many people play it, I've always wondered, well, why haven't I jumped in before? It's got a very unique vibe to it. It has an incredibly awesome art style. You know, as you play as these squid kids, you run around with your guns and stuff. It's a multiplayer game. This Splatoon 3 also seems like it's improving and also doubling down on the single player side with more campaign stuff, with more PvE things, while still keeping the multiplayer fresh. There's actually an esports side to this game, and it looks awesome. Now, this game, I cannot wait to try out myself, and it just is a perfect time for it to come out, especially when Nintendo doesn't have a ton of things happening in the last end of 2022. This game comes out on September 9th for the Switch. Alright, prepare yourselves and welcome to the dedicated indie selection time game place where we shout out an indie game. We're working on a title for that. We would like to showcase one dedicated top indie game from each month, and this month we're choosing The Wandering Village, developed by Stray Fawn Studio. This game is coming out into Steam Early Access, so it's not fully out, but this game looks amazing. This is the only game this entire year of 2022 that I personally have continued to check on the Steam store page, all the social media, being like, wait, does this game have a release date yet? When can I update the release date on soon? So, this game, you are a civilization on the back of a giant dinosaur, rock, turtle, monster, and it looks fantastic. This game has roguelike elements where you're wandering and you build this relationship with this dinosaur and guide it towards different avenues, different pathways. You have different random events that happen. all while simultaneously building a civilization on the back of it. I just think this game is going to be super cozy, really relaxing. The art style is this really cool mix of 3D and 2D hand-drawn animation, combined with the fact that civilization builders are just wonderfully relaxing and fun and interesting. Apparently it has some Twitch integration. I don't know. This game looks phenomenal, and I really wanted to shout it out during the Indie Showcase top pick of the month. Anyways, let's jump to our first. All right, number one, drum roll please. We have ourselves Metal Hellsinger, being developed by The Outsiders. This game has gotten the most buzz of any indie game I've seen for months. It is a Doom combined with a rhythm game. Now, look, this game is definitely not for everyone, but this game had a demo out and everybody was literally singing its praise. This is being developed by a passionate indie team. It has a phenomenal soundtrack with some artists coming from people like System of a Down to come in and create these amazing soundtracks so that you're playing and slaying demons on the beat. I cannot wait for this game. It just is this perfect combination of two genres that I feel like should have happened more a while ago. Now, we did have a game called Beats Per Minute that did come out, I think, last year, but this one just has that little extra pizzazz to it, and you know, it just looks phenomenal. I'm a huge fan of the Doom type games. This game, it just feels great, and I cannot wait to play through this one. This one comes out September 15th for Xbox and for PC. All right, and with that, that's our top 8 list for September 2022. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully you found a few new games, whether it was an indie game, a cool casual games. Tried to incorporate a whole lot of variety here. We'd love to thank our patrons for rock and rolling and supporting us here on SoonTM. Check out the calendar, SoonTM.com, a calendar for gaming. No ads, just a tool to use so you can keep track of when those games are coming out. Would love to thank my good friend Virgil for editing this video, and thanks for watching. As always, bye forever.